Good Friday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to today's top news stories, let's take a quick look outside our weather window and what a difference a day makes, right? Yesterday I was showing you bright blue skies and lots of sunshine. Today, this is what we're seeing up at Black Mountain near Leavenworth, courtesy of our Sky-Fi tower camera, and some snow showers up that way. We've been seeing snow in the Wenatchee area as well throughout the afternoon. Not a lot of heavy snow, and not even a lot of it sticking yet, even though temperatures are certainly cool enough for that. But we are expecting snow today, once again tonight, and some once again tomorrow. But this is what we expect from today through about 4 a.m. on Saturday, and you can see not much in Wenatchee. Maybe an inch at the most, and it looks like in our area, the plain area could see the most snow at about 3 inches out of this storm, but we have snow in our forecast over about the next 4, maybe even 5 days, and we'll tell you how much and all about that coming up a little bit later on in your weather forecast. And now a few of the stories we're following for you tonight. The 6-year-old girl who fell through the ice at a Rock Island pond Thursday is making great strides toward recovery. An East Wenatchee man arrested by the Columbia River Drug Task Force in 2017 has been sentenced to 120 months in a federal prison. And healthcare providers in Chelan and Douglas counties are now required to report all life-threatening or fatal overdoses. But first, we begin tonight. An internet rumor forced Cashmere High School officials to go into a lockdown situation this morning. Students were advised to remain in the building until the rumor was cleared. Classes continued as usual, and the lockdown was rescinded just before noon. Law enforcement made contact with the individual who made the threatening post on social media and gave the high school the go-ahead to resume normal status. Well, the 6-year-old girl who fell through the ice at a Rock Island pond yesterday is making great strides toward recovery. That according to Sean Ballard of Ballard Ambulance.
Yeah, we actually received a report this morning from the hospital here, and then also last night, that the young lady, the 6-year-old girl that went in the water, is making some just dramatic improvements. Last night she started moving her arms and her legs and opening her eyes, and today she's got purposeful movement, and it sounds like all of her vitals and everything continue to improve, and the report we got was very optimistic.
At around 11:15 Thursday morning, the girl walked out onto the icy pond, then fell into the water. She was in the water for at least 15 minutes before Billy Turner of Douglas County Fire District 2 swam out and rescued her, while fellow firefighter Jacob Toves maintained a tagline. The girl was reportedly staying with family friends at a mobile home park near that pond. An East Wenatchee man arrested by the Columbia River Drug Task Force in 2017 has been sentenced to 120 months in a federal prison after pleading guilty to possession with intent to distribute 50 grams or more of methamphetamine. Police say 39-year-old James T. McGuire was on probation at the time the task force raided his home and found more than a half-pound of meth and heroin, as well as $20,000 in cash. He was indicted in federal court on 3 counts of drug distribution. Healthcare providers in Chelan and Douglas counties are now required to report all life-threatening or fatal overdoses. As health officer for the Chelan-Douglas Health District, Dr. Francis J.V. Collins ordered the reporting, saying the opioid epidemic continues to be a significant problem both locally and nationally. Collins said the privacy of individuals will be protected, while at the same time help will be offered. The information will be used to track opioid abuse and monitor the effects of preventative measures. Coming up next, the Chelan Valley Housing Trust is holding a series of events coming up on February 28th. A special public meeting regarding a major forest restoration project on U.S. Forest Service lands in the Eniat area is coming up. And the Washington Apple Commission kicks off a new advertising campaign in the Monterrey region of Mexico. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Highlander Golf Course is proud to announce their 2 new state-of-the-art full-swing golf simulators with over 80 courses of virtual golf to choose from year-round. Or try their Laser Shot simulated firearm program, or gaming with football, basketball, and much more. Enjoy Highlander food and drink service from their full-service bar and grill in the comfort of their simulator room. Call the Highlander Pro Shop to book your time at 884-4653. That's 884-4653. It's estimated that 1/3 of Americans do not have a financial plan. At D.A. Davidson, their advisors are working to change that because they understand the importance of planning for the future. At D.A. Davidson, they believe in partnering together to build a strategy tailored to your needs. They spend the time and have the knowledge to help keep your financial future on track. Let D.A. Davidson Financial Advisors of Wenatchee put the strength of advice to work for you.
Welcome back. In another news, the Chelan Valley Housing Trust is holding a series of events coming up on February 28th to share up-to-date progress, plans, and structure with the public and ask for feedback. This is a chance for communities of Manson and Chelan to learn about what the Housing Trust is planning, how they can help, and who it will serve. The open house event will consist of 2 sessions focused on education and input, followed by a third focused on community gathering and just some simple fun. Speakers will be at the Manson Grange Community Hall from 11 a.m. until 1 p.m. on Thursday for a few short presentations and follow-up Q&A. The same happens again from 4 to 6 at the Chamber of Commerce in Chelan. Lastly, to end the night, the community is encouraged to gather as a whole at the Vogue for an hour of socializing and then live music from 7 to 9. Well, mark your calendar for March 12th for a special public meeting where a major forest restoration project on U.S. Forest Service lands in the Eniat area will be discussed. The meeting, which will be streamed live on Facebook, will be an opportunity to learn about more than the 75,000-acre Upper Wenatchee Forest Restoration Pilot Project that's planned for later this spring. The project area has a history of severe wildfires. The program will be a range of topics including fire, water, roads, wildlife, and much more. Well, the Washington State Apple Commission kicks off a new advertising campaign in the Monterrey region of Mexico. The It's So You campaign focuses on increasing sales of the Gala apple variety among Monterrey consumers. The commission hopes the bright colors and messaging will bring more awareness and visibility to the bi-colored apple. Commission Communications Outreach Coordinator Tony Lynn Adams says the campaign will run from February through March of this year. You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Coming up next, tonight's feature story and your complete local weather forecast. That and much more still to come on the NCWLIFE Evening News. Stay with us.
Where will you be a year from now? You could be working as a medical assistant. The Charter College Medical Assistant Certificate Program gets you work ready in 10 months. Add 5 more months to earn an associate degree. We prepare you with hands-on training and support you after graduation with job search help and interview skills. Institutionally accredited by the Accrediting Bureau of Health Education Schools, Charter has been training healthcare professionals for more than 30 years. Charter College. We work to get you to work.
Dear Mary Maids, please clean the kitchen, and the cabinets, and floors, and the chairs. And I wish you could clean the dog. Colin is now feeding himself. Thanks, Megan.
Hi, Megan. No worries. We got it all cleaned up. Let's hope Colin gets past the spaghetti flinging stage soon. Till then, we've got you covered. See you next time. Mary Maids.
I'm working today.
I've got some work to do today.
Don't forget, I've got some work for you today. Have a
good first day at work, Mom.
Thanks.
Your donations to Goodwill fund job training programs right in our community.
New beginnings feel great, don't they?
Yes, they do.
Be a job creator. Goodwill. There's more behind the store.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. Time now for NCWLIFE's Megan McPherson to fill us in on some of the events going on this weekend.
Here's a look at what's on tap this weekend around the Wenatchee Valley. The Wenatchee Valley Humane Society is hosting a low-cost spay and neuter clinic for cats this Saturday at the Wenatchee Community Center. Call their office to see if you are income qualified. There are still slots open for male cats. The co-editors-in-chief of the Apple Leaf, the Wenatchee High School student newspaper, are hosting their second annual pancake breakfast at the Wenatchee Valley Technical Skills Center this Saturday from 9 to 11 a.m. Come enjoy all-you-can-eat sausages, eggs, pancakes with toppings, and a variety of beverages. There will be a silent auction, service, and entertainment provided by the Apple Leaf staff. Tickets are $10 at the door. Wenatchee Firewise Day is this Saturday from 10 to 1 at Pybus Public Market. Firewise Day is a free event presented to create an awareness of the risk of wildland fire in north central Washington and foster local residents to take action to reduce the potential loss of lives, homes, and businesses in the area. Many different local organizations will be there to teach and demonstrate actions that can be taken before a fire threatens one's property. Learn how to be prepared and what to have ready in case an emergency evacuation is necessary. Children can have fun with an art project while learning what important items they would like to have at the ready in case an emergency evacuation is necessary. Mission Creek Players presents Lip Sync Live 2 at 7 p.m. at the Wenatchee Convention Center. Contestants 18 and up will show off their lip syncing abilities with musical numbers, competing for prizes which include a Victoria Clipper weekend getaway, a Shiloh Inn weekend getaway, and more. Tickets are only $12 in advance and $15 if you wait to buy at the door. There will be general table seating in the Grand Ballroom at the Convention Center. All proceeds benefit Mission Creek Players. Anyone can sign up to compete for prizes. And finally, People of Our Past is happening this Saturday and Sunday at the Wenatchee Valley Museum and Cultural Center. Celebrate 100 years of the Washington State Apple Blossom Festival and watch local history come alive. 5 actors will portray the lives of historic figures related to the festival and will perform short monologues as they take you on a tour of the festival's history from the first festival in 1919 and on through the years as the festival celebrated its 10th and then 50th anniversaries. The daytime shows are free with no reservations necessary. There will also be a themed dinner Saturday at 6 p.m. which will cost $35 for members and $40 for non-members. This gala event includes historically themed food, wine, and live music. For more information on this weekend's events and others, visit the community calendar at ncwlife.com.
Time now for a check of your north central Washington weather forecast. Before we get into all the details, and there are lots to get to, let's take a look outside our weather window. What else? Snowfall. We've been seeing it throughout at least our mid-afternoon into late afternoon. Some areas, of course, in the upper valley seeing more snow than others. I do want to mention that I did see right before news time that chains are required now on all vehicles except all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive vehicles on Stevens Pass and up around Easton on I-90. The I-90 was closed for a time there because there were so many collisions. And as you can imagine, we're seeing this in the lowlands. You can imagine what it's like up at Stevens, Snoqualmie, and even Blewett Pass. Be very careful if you are traveling tonight and into tomorrow morning. And a lot of folks have asked, why has this February been so snowy? Well, I have a bit of an answer for you thanks to the National Weather Service. This is our normal upper level wind pattern in February, where we normally get the winds from a west-southwesterly direction. It does usher in some rain showers, but usually also ushers in some mild Pacific air. This year, we're seeing a little bit different story. We're seeing an upper-level wind pattern that's coming up through Alaska, down through the Yukon, and then down into Washington State. And that cold, cold air, coupled with moisture already placed and moisture coming up from the southwest, is why we are seeing all of this February snow. As we mentioned, we're at about 15.8 inches of snow this month here in the Wenatchee area. As far as what happened today here locally, just didn't warm up all that much with a lot of clouds this morning.
morning. High temperature today only at 24 degrees, and that is 20 degrees below where we should be for our normal high temperature. 19 was our low. 29 is where we should be for our normal low temperature. 63 our record high back in 2002. And just last year we set a record low temperature at 14. 33.9 inches of snow so far to date. That is going back to December 1st. Sunrise this morning was at 6:54 and the sun set today at 5:35. Let's take a look now at that surface loop. A lot to get to over the next 3 or 4 days. Tonight at 10 o'clock, most of the snow we're seeing now will kind of dissipate and move more into the panhandle of Idaho, western Montana. Although the Cascades still could see some snow tonight, we have about a 40% chance. By tomorrow at 1 o'clock, this area of low pressure is such a slow mover. We're going to see another 60% chance of snow for your Saturday, maybe about a half inch of accumulation possible. By Saturday night at 10 o'clock, still kind of snowy out there, although things will begin breaking up just a little bit. We could still see about a half inch of snow out of this system as it continues its slow trek to the southeast. By Sunday, it is inland and it will start to break up a little bit. Cloudy skies and a 50% chance of snow on Sunday. I really think Sunday will be more of a hit and miss snow day. As we kick off our next work week on Monday at 1 o'clock, that's right, cloudy skies, a 70% chance. And this is rain right here, folks, and actually some heavy rain into southwestern Washington. We may tap into a little of that here in the Wenatchee area Monday night, and then things will just stay mostly cloudy for Tuesday. The bad news is reinforcing cold air will move down from Canada, and we will only see highs on Tuesday and beyond that, at least through Wednesday and Thursday, in the upper 20s with low temperatures in the mid to upper teens. The good news out of all this, I strongly believe, and I've been telling everybody this in the newsroom, that our first week in March, I think our temperatures will warm into 40, maybe even 45 degrees. And if we get some storm systems then, I really think they'll be all rain showers. Keep those fingers crossed. Let's take a look now at your quick lube and tune forecast. Tonight we'll drop down to 19 degrees. For tomorrow, we'll see 30 degrees for our high temperature. Remember, a 60% chance of snow tomorrow, about a half inch to an inch of accumulation on Saturday. Really no accumulation expected on Sunday, even though we will see a 50% chance of snow and cloudy skies. Once again, 30 your high temperature, so double 30s for our weekend for high temperatures. An even better chance for snow, though, as we get into Monday night, 70%. Once again, about an inch accumulation is possible Monday night into Tuesday. And notice the cool down, too. Monday and Tuesday, highs in the mid to upper 20s with lows in the mid to upper teens. And then our temperatures will begin to moderate a little bit by midweek next week. 30 degrees for Wednesday and 34 your high temperature next Thursday. And that's a look at your local weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
Hi, Tom from Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. When you think of Alpine Air in Wenatchee, think of professional, friendly customer service for all your heating and cooling needs. Alpine Air partners with Carrier, manufacturers of some of the best heating and air conditioning equipment available today. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air. Visit our store in Wenatchee, meet our people, see our shop. Heat and air, call Alpine Air, 662-6846.
Hi, I'm Cordell Schroeder, owner of East Wenatchee Mobile Storage.
If you're thinking about making a move anytime soon, check out the East Wenatchee Mini Storage brand new mobile storage service. They drop it off at your location, you pack it, and they pick it up and store it in their protected warehouse at East Wenatchee for as long as you need. When you're ready, they'll drop it off at your new home or office. East Wenatchee Mini Storage is excited to offer this brand new service to our region.
Call 509-884-8643 or find us on the web at ewministorage.com.
Arctic Refrigeration and Heating, serving North Central Washington, is proud to offer the finest heating and cooling air quality products along with prompt and professional customer service since 1984. Regardless of the temperature outside, Arctic is here for you. Arctic offers a variety of services: residential and commercial heating, air conditioning, commercial refrigeration, as well as planned fall and spring maintenance for the overall well-being of your system. Call Arctic Refrigeration and Heating for your heating and cooling needs.
Are you watching me? If you're watching me and you are a business owner in North Central Washington, your potential customers could be seeing your TV commercial right now. With Solion Broadcasting, TV advertising is effective and affordable. Place your ads on the network best suited to your potential customers, or get top-of-mind awareness with 16 cable networks, including NCWLIFE, your local TV channel. Give Solion Broadcasting a call at 888-2020 today to see how easy and affordable it is to advertise on TV.
And now it's a sports update on the NCWLIFE channel.
And a happy Friday to you. We continue our conversation with the Wenatchee varsity boys basketball coach Travis Williams today as his team prepares for a regional game against Mount Rainier coming up tomorrow. The Panthers are 11-1 since a lopsided loss to Eisenhower back on January 5th. The Cadets ended up finishing near the bottom of the Big Nine, and many think the Panthers had no business losing that game. Instead of lamenting about it, Coach Williams thinks it proved a valuable lesson.
I've had a few people bring up that game, in terms of RPI and things like that, but honestly, I think that was kind of a turning point for us in terms of teaching us how we need to come out every single night, no matter who we play, and the effort and the, just the approach to the game mentally that we had. And we're a young team, and so, I think it was one of those moments where, we got a young, inexperienced team, and it's one of those slip-ups, but I really feel like we've learned from it, and we've become a better team ever since that game.
Now, Wenatchee only has one senior on the entire roster in Darius Carlson and start two sophomores. Williams says they had an inkling of the talent but didn't know how well they'd gel this season.
We knew we had a good core there. It was just, whether some of those other guys would step up, and, guys like Chase Lloyd-Hammer and Nate Blauman have really stepped up for us. Riley Kuntz decided to go out again this year, so he's been a great addition. And then we've had some great young players. Joe Dory, Evan Smith has been huge at times for us this year. And then Logan Nelson's come on and kind of filled in a void there, and he's going to continue to get better. So, we knew we had some good pieces in place. It was just, could we get some of those other guys to step up? And I think they've done a great job of doing that.
The Panthers will face Mount Rainier Saturday in Ellensburg in a winner-to-state loser-out game. Williams says it's important for his team to have energy out of the box and get an early lead.
I think at this point of the year, it's easy to kind of get focused and get your energy up for games. And so I think it's really important to come out with a lot of energy at the start of games. A lot of games are decided early on in the first quarter, and if you can build a lead, it's, kind of the statistics say it's hard to come back from that. And so, I don't think we'll have a problem getting them too low right now. I think there's enough energy and excitement from the kids to where they'll be ready to go. We just need to come out with that energy.
Now, one thing for sure, according to Williams, his team will be focused on the task at hand come tomorrow.
Right now, it's all about Mount Rainier on Saturday. We've accomplished one of our goals. The next goal, our ultimate goal, was to get to Tacoma this year, and so we're one game away from that. So, naturally, all of our focus is going to be on them right now. But, I think the kids have probably thought about that and beyond. So, but we're just trying to take it one game at a time.
The Panthers and Rams tip it up tomorrow, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Here's a look at the rest of the regional basketball schedule for local teams coming up tonight and tomorrow. Begins at Wenatchee High School with the Cashmere girls facing Elma at 6. That'll be followed by Ediat and Inchelium girls at 8. Tomorrow, Wenatchee plays Mount Rainier at Ellensburg at 4. Closer to home at Eastmont High School. The 6 o'clock game features Brewster and Tudor Lake boys, followed by the Brewster and Mampton girls at 8 o'clock. Now, if you just can't get enough basketball, there are 3 more at Wenatchee High School on Saturday. It begins with a couple of 2B games. First, the Liberty Bell girls take on South Bend at 2. Then at 4, it's the Oroville boys versus Napavine. That's all followed at 6 by the 1A games between the Okanagan boys and Seattle Academy. All of the games tonight and tomorrow will determine who makes the state tournament next week in Yakima, Spokane, or Tacoma. I'll be on the road this weekend to keep you up to date on our Facebook page, so be sure and track what's happening there. Well, the Mariners' first spring training game yesterday was rained out in the second inning, but before the rains came, Marco Gonzalez worked a 1-2-3 inning on the mound in the first. Seattle Bats came alive with some youngsters making a difference. Dylan Moore made a dent in the top of the second.
And now Dylan has a chance to do some damage with Vogelback on at third. And Polo on at second base. The stretch and the 3-1 pitch, swinging a ground ball fair over the bag at third and down the left field line in toward the corner. Vogelback will score. Rounding third is Polo. He will score. And Dylan Moore gets into second base with a 2-run double. The throw in by Grossman, and it's now the Mariners 4 and the A's nothing.
The inning continued for the Mariners with Shed Long at the plate looking for his second hit in consecutive innings.
Dylan Moore, 1 out, 2 in, top of the second. The pitch to Long, swing and a high fly ball deep to right field. Piscotty going back to the warning track. The wind grabs it, and this one is going to be onto the berm, or bounces over the berm. Onto the warning track, over the fence, onto the berm. It's a ground rule double for Shed Long. Scoring from third is Dylan Moore, and the Mariners now lead it by a score of 5-0.
Yeah, the 5-0 score when the skies opened up at the bottom of the second. The game was called due to the rain. Now today, Mitch Haniger got the offense going with a 2-run first inning home run, and Tim Lopes went 2 for 2 with 2 runs. Mariners open up an 8-0 lead over Oakland in Peoria. Isn't it nice to see baseball, even though we have snow falling once again? That's a look at sports news. I'm Eric Granstrom. Grant, back to you.
Thank you, Eric. Finally tonight, if you're a new resident of Chelan County and question why your street wasn't cleared of snow more quickly during the recent snowstorms, you need to know about what's called the Code of the West. The county adopted the policy several years ago as a means of notifying prospective property owners that life in the country is different than in the city and that county governments are not able to provide the same level of service. Commissioner Doug England explains.
A lot of people come from an urban setting where they want to come to a nice rural area to live, and they don't realize what comes with that. And so it's just a reminder that it is country and it is country living.
The Code of the West was first chronicled by the famous Western author Zane Grey. It basically outlines an unwritten code of conduct for living outside the city limits. The code also identifies law enforcement, firefighting, and emergency medical response times that can also be delayed due to access problems in outlying rural areas. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. Also, keep it right here on the NCW Life channel Monday morning for Wake Up Wenatchee Valley with host Dan Kuntz. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for joining us. Have a great weekend.
The NCW Life channel is your home for local news, local weather, and events including live local high school sports. Watch inspiring local shows featuring local people. Don't miss Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Let's learn. Guada TV. Street Talk and Other Stuff. The 12th District. Life with Lisa. And the Arbiter of Stoke. NCW Life channel is your local TV station.
What's your Automocha emergency?
It's a Frappuccino mocha with whip.
The espresso shakes are my most favorite because I can get any flavor. Peanut butter chocolate for pita.
Definitely espresso shakes.
My favorite is the mocha for pitas.
A peach Red Bull.
Hey there, Wenatchee. I'm Sean Lee, and I'm inviting you to check out the NCW Movie Guide to keep up on what movies are playing in our town.